Imagine this. You're at Trent Bridge. It's buzzing, absolutely packed, sunshine, classic English summer day. Everyone's watching, holding their breath. You could just feel something. Something big was about to happen on that cricket pitch. And then, boom, it did. The place just erupted, a moment that wasn't just about winning. It completely smashed the record books in women's cricket. Welcome along to the deep dive. Today, we are getting right into it, focusing on one single performance. Breathtaking, really, changed the game. We're talking, of course, about Smriti Mandhana. Her historic achievement, well, it sent shockwaves through the whole world of women's cricket. So our mission today, we're going to unpack that incredible day piece by piece. We'll trace how she got to that point, her whole journey, and really try to understand the impact, the ripple effects this has on the sport. And maybe most importantly for you listening, figure out why her story is more than just cricket scores, why it's actually profoundly inspiring. Stick around, we'll talk about the sheer class, the elegance of her batting, the massive pressure she was under stepping in as captain. And maybe the most surprising thing, how humble she seems despite all this insane talent. It's quite something. Let's get into it. Right, let's really paint the picture for you. June 28th, 2025. Trent Bridge, Nottingham. It's the first T20 international against England. Series openers, they always have that extra edge, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Always high stakes.
And the atmosphere was, well, it was thick with anticipation. Not just India versus England, which is always huge, but India's regular captain, Harmanpreet Kaur, was out injured.
Yeah, a big blow for them, potentially.
Exactly. So the captaincy, it landed right on Mandhana's shoulders. Stand-in, captain.
Wow, talk about pressure. Leading the side, not just opening the batting.
Huge pressure, and what a masterclass unfolded. Mandhana won the toss. Pretty crucial, you'd say.
Definitely. Sets the tone.
Chose to bat first, and right from the get-go, she just attacked. No messing about. Took on England's bowlers, who are, let's be honest, world-class.
Absolutely, a formidable attack.
She even went after Sophie Ecclestone specifically. Aggressive start.
That's a brave move against arguably the best spinner around. Shows real confidence.
The scoring rate was just incredible to watch. 50 came up in only 34 balls. Felt almost easy.
Effortless almost.
Yeah.
But incredibly quick.
And then seemed like no time at all. Bang the century. Just 59 deliveries.
Just phenomenal striking.
And the shots. 15 fours, just piercing the field, finding gaps everywhere, and 3 big sixes sailing over the ropes.
Pure spectacle. Every boundary just built the momentum, didn't it?
Totally. The crowd was absolutely loving it. You could just feel the energy shift with every shot.
And her final score, 112 runs off 62 balls. It's obviously a huge score in itself. But the real kicker, the historic part for Indian women's cricket, is that she became the first Indian woman ever to hit centuries in all 3 international formats.
All 3. Test, ODI, and T20I. That's incredible.
It really is. This all-format century club, it's super exclusive. Very, very difficult to do in cricket, men's or women's.
Why is it so difficult? What makes it so rare?
Well, think about the skills required. Test cricket needs immense patience, solid defense, batting for, hours, maybe even days.
Right, the long game.
Exactly. T20 is the complete opposite. It's all about power, scoring fast, aggression from ball one.
Polar opposites, really.
Pretty much. So Mandhana's ability to just switch gears, to grind out a Test 100 one week, then smash a T20 100 the next, it just shows incredible technical adaptability. And frankly, amazing mental strength. Very few players globally have that range.
So it's versatility and excellence over time.
Precisely. A true mark of her class.
And her innings really set the platform for the whole team performance, didn't it? India just dominated.
It really did. That knock powered them to 210 for 5.
Which is their highest T20 total against England, right?
Yep. Highest ever against England. A huge statement.
And Harleen Diol chipped in brilliantly, too. That quick 43 off 23 balls was vital.
Absolutely explosive, kept the momentum sky high, no let up.
Then, switching focus, the bowling was just as impressive.
They defended that total superbly.
Especially the debutante, Sri Charani. What a start to her international career.
4 wickets on debut. You can't ask for much more. She really ripped through the England middle order.
Which meant England's chase never really got going, did it? All out for 113.
Completely stalled.
Yeah.
And that resulted in England's heaviest T20 defeat by runs.
Wow. So a massive win for India, built on Mandhana's brilliance, but finished by the whole team. What a way to start the series.
The truly resounding victory sends a message.
Okay, so let's rewind a bit. Let's talk about her journey, how she became this icon. She was born back in July 96 in Mumbai.
Right.
But the family moved to Sangli, in Maharashtra when she was just 2. And you get this picture of her just growing up surrounded by cricket, is clearly in the family.
Yeah, her father Srinivas and brother Shrivam both played district level, so it was definitely part of her environment from day one.
Must have been inspiring. And she picked it up incredibly young.
Amazingly young, playing for Maharashtra under-15s at 9 years old.
9. That's remarkable.
And then under-19s by 11.
11, goodness. So the talent was obvious very, very early on.
Undeniable. That kind of progression is lightning fast, which explains why her rise to the international level was so quick.
She debuted for India really young, didn't she?
Just 16 years old, back in 2013. 16.
Incredible.
And right from that moment, her style, that elegant stroke play, it just caught everyone's eye.
Yeah, it's so distinctive, isn't it? Fluid, graceful.
Exactly. It's become her trademark. Beautiful to watch, but also incredibly effective. She scores runs, and lots of them. And the key thing is consistency. It's not just flashes of brilliance. She performs at the top level year in, year out.
She's ranked #1 in ODIs now.
Currently, yes.
Yeah.
World #1 ODI batter. And she's picked up multiple ICC awards along the way. Cricketer of the Year more than once.
We've seen other huge scores from her too, right? Like that double 100 in an ODI.
A massive 200 in ODIs,
Yeah.
which is rare in itself. And that test century against Australia, 127, showed she could do it in the longest format against the best.
In her leadership. It's not just for India, is it? That WPL win.
Right. Captaining Royal Challengers Bengaluru to victory in the Women's Premier League in 2024, that was huge. Showed she could lead a team, handle pressure, build success in that high-profile franchise environment.
Adds another dimension to her profile.
Definitely. And, just as a little insight into her life off the field, she's been dating music composer Palash Muchal since 2019. It just gives you a sense she manages to balance that intense sporting life.
Keeps things grounded, perhaps. And just to put dates on it, her ODI debut was April 10th, 2013 against Bangladesh. And the test debut, August 13th, 2014 against England. So she's been at this level for over a decade now.
A long and incredibly successful career already, and that long trajectory really speaks to her consistency, her ability to stay at the top.
It's not just talent, it's dedication over many years. What does that tell you about her, do you think?
Resilience, adaptability, a real hunger to keep performing. She's clearly built for the long haul. And that brings us nicely to the rankings update after that England match, July 1st, 2025.
Right, the ICC rankings. Big news there.
Huge. That century catapulted her up to 3rd in the women's T20I batting ranking.
3rd? Wow, what are her points?
771 rating points. And get this, she's breathing down the necks of the top 2. Australia's Beth Mooney on 794, and West Indies' Hayley Matthews on 774.
So she's incredibly close, just a handful of points away.
Exactly. Right there in the mix for the top spot globally. It really underlines the impact of that innings. She's competing at the very, very peak across formats.
And her success clearly lifts the whole team, doesn't it? It's not just an individual thing.
Oh, absolutely. It cascades through the squad. You saw others get a boost, too.
Like Shafali Verma. She scored 20, moved up to 13th.
Yep. And Harleen Diol, with that explosive 43, she re-entered the rankings way up at 86.
So it shows good depth in the batting lineup.
It does. It suggests a healthy team environment where individual success contributes to collective confidence.
And beating a top side like England so convincingly, that must do wonders for morale, right? Especially with the World Cup on the horizon.
Massive boost. It sets a really strong positive tone. It tells the squad and the world that they mean business. That collective belief is crucial. And beyond the runs and rankings, her influence as a role model. It's immense.
Yeah, you really get that sense.
Her story, coming from Sangli, balancing studies. She went to Chintamanrao College with playing elite cricket. That whole journey, juggling those demands, it's hugely inspiring, especially for young girls in India and elsewhere.
Shows what's possible with dedication.
Exactly. And her adaptability shines through in other leagues, too, like her performance in the 100s, scoring at a strike rate over 139.
Wow.
It just proves she can dominate in different conditions, different formats, against different bowlers. She's a truly global superstar.
Okay, this is the part I find fascinating. Getting inside the mind of a champion. After smashing that record-breaking 100, leading the team to victory, her post-match comments were surprisingly humble.
Incredibly so, wasn't it?
She actually said, and I'm quoting here, "T20 is still a work in progress for me. I prefer timing over power hitting."
Can you believe that? After hitting 112 off 62, still looking for areas to improve.
It's astonishing, really.
But that's the champion mindset, isn't it? It's not just false modesty. It's a genuine insight. Even when she's at the absolute peak, breaking records, she's thinking, right, what's next? How can I get better?
Always pushing.
Always. Seeing success as a platform, not an endpoint. That's what sustains greatness. It's why she keeps evolving. She knows there's always another level.
And then there was that lovely little story she shared. Very human.
The teasing from her teammate.
Yeah, about not having a T20I 100. She said Rada Yadav told her, "It's high time I got a T20I 100."
Ah, classic teammate banter.
And Smriti's response was just, "I said I'd try and I'm glad I did." So understated.
Brilliant. Shows that team spirit, doesn't it?
Hmm.
And how she perhaps uses that lighthearted pressure as motivation. Very relatable.
And her teammates clearly adore her. Shafali Verma's comments.
What did Verma say?
She said Smriti is a class act, showing why she's one of the best.
High praise from another amazing player. Shows the respect she commands in that dressing room. It's about her skill, sure, but also her character. And this whole mindset, this constant drive for improvement, even after huge success, it tells you everything about where she's heading.
What do you mean?
Well, despite everything she's achieved, she's openly talking about working on her power hitting, specifically for T20s.
So she thinks she can get even better in T20.
Clearly. And look at her stats already. Over 4,200 ODI runs, averaging over 46 10-hundreds. Nearly 3,800 T20I runs at a strike rate over 123.
The numbers are staggering.
They really are. They represent relentless pressure on opponents, consistent match-winning ability. She's not just a star player, she's the engine driving that Indian team forward.
Aiming for even bigger things in 2025 and beyond.
Exactly. Imagine her adding even more power to that elegant timing. The potential is scary, frankly.
Yeah.
It sets an incredibly exciting trajectory for her and for Indian cricket leading into future tournaments.
So let's wrap this up. The big takeaway here, Smriti Mandhana's century wasn't just a personal milestone, was it?
Not at all.
Yeah.
It felt like a moment that lifted the entire sport.
Yeah, it really cemented India's place as a powerhouse on the world stage. Felt like a marker, a sign of a new era for women's cricket globally. And her journey, the dedication, that constant search for improvement mixed with the surprising humility. It's a powerful combination. It inspires not just her team, but so many others watching, doesn't it, to chase their own big goals. So maybe the thought to leave you with is this. What does Smriti Mandhana's story really tell us about reaching the top? Is it just talent? Or is it more about that relentless dedication, that quiet humility, and always daring to aim just a little bit higher? Perhaps true greatness isn't just arriving, but the constant journey of getting better, something to think about.
We'll catch you on the next deep dive.